You know, the significance of that video is really what is at the heart of this event today, National Letter of Intent Day, because it's not just about football, although we've been talking a lot about football. This is a day where every resource of a great university comes together, obviously the athletics, but also it's a story of academics. You've heard the stories about the student athletes who've signed letters of intent and they're admitted into the Barrett Honors College. They make a decision based on to attend Arizona State University, not just based on the opportunities they'll get on the football field, but the opportunities they get in the classroom. Letter of Intent Day is not just about coaches and football players. It's about the entire university coming together, and the successes are shared by everybody at the university, and nobody knows more about that than the recruiting coordinator here at Arizona State, Donnie Yantis, the recruiting coordinator for football. And I got to think, how much sleep have you had the last couple of days?
Oh, it's been good. We've had a great staff that's prepared us well, and a lot of guys working for us and doing a great job.
I know that Derek has been through this process as a football player. By the way, he just asked if maybe you were eligible for this year's recruiting class. His eligibility is used up. I'm sorry, but I know why you'd like to have him out there. This is such a huge process. Take us from the beginning. How do you go about determining the student athletes that you want to recruit to bring to Arizona State?
Well, I think it's important that the coaches have done a great job, in the spring, and they went out and found the guys, and our recruiting staff, vetted those young men with our analyst, and, we watched a lot of film, our coaches evaluated, and we really just dwindled it down to the right guys that fit us. Coaches big on, getting guys with great character. So we found guys with great character. Obviously, they have to be smart, so we want to make sure they could make it academically for us. Guys that we bring high caliber academic students to this university to excel. And then from a athletic standpoint, can they help us win a Pac-12 title? Can they be a first-round draft pick? So it takes a lot of work, but we have a lot of guys, our coaching staff, our recruiting staff, our analysts, and our head coach, obviously, that have done a lot of work to get to this point.
Now I really know why you wanted Derek in your recruiting class, because he fits all that. 100%. Absolutely.
Well, Donnie, obviously you've been here for a little under a year, and today's one of those biggest days of the season. How's that time been for you, just knowing you've put in all that work and all that effort to find these guys, and is it all paying off so far?
Absolutely, and it's about the team, so putting the team first, and Coach Graham preaches that to our team every day, and we have a big staff, a great staff that's done a lot of work to get to this point, so absolutely well worth it. At this point, we feel great about this class. It's a great signing class.
Right.
The other thing that I find fascinating as a fan or a media member about recruiting is just coordinating travel. Now, for those who are not aware, I am the radio voice of women's basketball at Arizona State, and one of our assistant coaches, Jackie Moore, is someday going to own an airline because she's made so many flights on one particular airline that she gets to sit up front with the pilot. They don't even put her in first class. They put her right up front of the plane. And I'm being facetious, of course, but there is a lot of work to get coaches to places, to see players. There's multiple flights. They got to get here. They got to get there. That comes right under your umbrella. I think that's probably makes up, for a period of time, an awful lot of what you're doing.
Well, I think it's important to recognize the two young ladies that take care of their travels, Laura and Jill, and their admin assistants for our program. They've done a great job in setting up those flights, but absolutely our coaching staff, our coordinators have done a great job of coordinate this together and make sure the coaches are in the right places, right schools, visiting the right guys that fit us.
And I know Laura and Jill, and they're really the bosses around here, and we all know that. But it's obviously there. To me, it's just, I was mentioning this earlier. It seemed like every year at the Arizona game ends, the head coach, whoever it is, and then obviously it's Todd Graham here and now. They do the post-game interview, and they're saying, I got to go get on a plane and go recruit. And that just gives you an indication of what recruiting is all about. It's when you're able to get out and travel, it's pretty much a nonstop process, isn't it?
No doubt. It's about developing relationships with not only the kid but the family, and letting them know that they're going to be part of our family. So Coach Graham and his vision, shared with our coaching staff, have done a great job going on the road and creating those relationships with those young men that we've signed.
And speaking of relationships, we were earlier in the show, we were talking about the early enrollees that we have in Blake Barnett and Ty Thomas and Doug Subtile. Now, Blake Barnett had the video of with him when on his commitment day with Todd Graham's cake and his birthday. Is that the type of commitment and things that you look for from these recruits, that knowing you're able to develop those type of relationships with the coaching staff and players?
Yeah, 100%. Welcoming Coach Graham into their home and then celebrating his birthday with a commitment. That's that's one of those things about relationships that coaches are talking about. So it's very important to Coach Graham and the rest of our staff. Absolutely.
Right.
And coaches gain weight, too, because they eat a lot at homes, don't they?
Yeah, no doubt during the recruiting process, when the coaches are traveling and stuff, they look forward to getting back into the office so they can get in the gym and work out for sure.
One thing that you may not be aware of is that Donnie Yantis was a former high school coach here in Arizona, and being on the other end of it in terms of having college recruiters come to your school to talk to your student athletes, did that help you make the adjustment to the position you're in now?
No doubt, 100%. Again, it's about relationships. So I created some great relationships with those college coaches, and I took in everything that they were talking to our players about and to me about over those 17 years as a head coach. So no doubt about it was an easy transition when I got here.
And it helps the relationships with high school coaches in the state too, I would think, because they know you, you have relationships with them.
Right, yeah. I was a college coach for 2 years before I got here locally at a university, and I cultivated great relationships with those coaches here in Arizona. So I think they feel comfortable in calling me at any time, recommending their players. And we want to make sure that we do our due diligence and go into all those schools. And so we have our coaches in all those schools. So I think we've done a great job in Arizona this year, proving that with the number of young men that we've signed.
We've noticed that too with the number of players, the number of student athletes going to the Barrett Honors College. Definitely.
Right, definitely. How big is it, for the state of Arizona to really want to keep these kids in Arizona, to keep them home and keep them here at Arizona State?
Well, I think it's important for their families to be able to come, just drive into the stadium and watch the games, and then their high school coaches, all their friends, families get to watch them. And then, our goal is what's it going to look like in 3 or 4 years when we put together a class of 9 to 10 from Arizona every year. We'll have 30 to 40% of our roster being from the state of Arizona, and that's what we think is going to help us, get to the championship level each and every year. So no doubt about it, bring the best and brightest to Arizona State. That's our goal.
Well, that's what it's about, because I think a lot of people don't understand how much talent the state of Arizona has when it comes to football, and what we want to see is keep these guys home, because it's only going to make this program a whole lot better in the long run.
Yeah, no doubt. With the quality of coaches here in Arizona in high school football has gotten better each and every year. In the last 10 years, I've seen a significant increase in the amount of talent that comes out of this state, and so our goal is to put a fence around this state and keep it at Arizona State.
Keep them here.
Absolutely. Well, Donnie,
here.
I know this is a day that you look forward to. It's an exciting day for everybody on the coaching staff, and you have reason to be excited. Congratulations on all the work you've put in, and we're going to continue to see the fruits of your labor throughout the day. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much. I look forward to it. Go Devils.
Absolutely. Go Devils.
Thanks, man.
Donnie Yantis, ASU's Assistant Athletic Director and Recruiting Coordinator, and now, as we said,